What's up, guys? I'm going to be showing you a late game Druid deck. I'm really enjoying playing this deck, so let's go ahead and jump into it right now. So here is the deck right now. So basically the idea of this deck is that you ramp up your mana usage, or your mana capacity, very quickly by using Wild Growth or Innervate. And then basically that allows you to throw down your heavy hitters really early. Like for example, on turn 2 you could drop down a Sinjin Shieldmaster, or turn 5 or turn 3 with an Innervate you could drop down a Druid of the Claw or a Venture Co-Mercenary. Both of those are really great because it turns into a giant taunt that basically decimates early minions and gives you dominating board control if you can get the right cards early on. And the other cards basically, so the Wild Growth and Innervate are basically those mana growth, so hopefully you get your big cards out faster. The Wrath, this will basically deal with the early minions and give you more cards. That's so important. If you can, finish off a card that has 1 and get a extra, finish off an enemy minion with only 1 HP, and then also grab a card, or just deal 3 to a high risk card that could deal a lot of damage to you. Loot Hoarder, that's just a good early game card. So if you don't get, if you have a bunch of high cards in your draw, this will help you have something to play and give you consistent cards coming in. Get you 2 cards for that next turn instead of just 1. Wild Pyromancer, this is your crowd control. If they're doing a rush deck, basically, you throw this out and then you do, for example, a swipe. You'll do basically 2 damage to everything, plus 4 damage to one specific target. So you could do a tremendous amount of damage using that combo to help clear. And then Harvest Golem is a really efficient minion card, just because it's basically it's a 4/4 in terms of HP for only 3 mana, because you get with the Death Rattle, it'll come back with a second minion, and it also gives you board control because it requires 2 separate attacks to kill it, and if they only have 1 minion out that can kill this, basically you'll get two separate attacks. So it's really good. Swipe is the clearer, deals 4 damage to one with 1 to basically all the other enemies, and so it's really good. This is one of the more efficient taunts, and it's one of the neutral cards. It's one basically for 4 mana. It's just a really all-around decent card. Spellbreaker, this is a great card in that, for example, if you're looking to finish off your opponent, you can silence a taunt or whatever, and it'll keep your momentum going throughout the mid game. And basically the idea of this deck is you want to get your big cards out, like your Sunwalker and your Venture Co-Mercenary, Druid of the Claw, and you want to have these big taunts out, deal with all of their taunts, force them to attack your taunts, and trade very poorly, while you constantly deal damage to their hero. And that's like kind of the goal of the deck. So the Black Knight is another great example of removing a taunt, or like you can either silence it with Spellbreaker, or you can outright kill it if it's a high value taunt, probably over 5 mana or higher. And then it'll allow you to just continue to do damage. The Argent Commander is a great trader. It'll basically, you can attack someone for free with a Divine Shield, and then you get to basically right away as soon as you put it in play, because it has charge. So Starfire, I guess Starfire, the last card here I've gotten here that I haven't talked about, is that basically deals 5 damage, helps you handle a large enemy minion. Again, it could be a taunt, or it could be whatever, and it can also be used to help finish off the enemy hero if he's down to 5 HP or maybe 10 HP within killing range. It kind of extends your potential kill within a single turn. So really good, and I have really enjoyed this deck. I've had a lot of success with it so far, and let's go ahead and hop into a game right now. And I love how fast the matchmaking is on this. It's just like, I don't know, usually less than 20 seconds or so. So really like it. And I do have my new mic, so let me know how the audio sounds, if the audio is good, because I'm actually really interested in making sure that that's always really top notch in all my videos. That water was amazing. Okay.
Versus Thrall.
So like I said, I only started playing about 2 days ago, and I'm already level 14. And so basically, Innervate is one of your starting ones that are just amazing. So we want to keep that. Abomination. Oh, I didn't talk about Abomination, but basically Abomination is another one of your crowd control. Crowd control taunts that you can basically deal mass damage to them if they go for you. So, wow. Level 1. I could put out a Druid of the Claw if I wanted. Holy crap. Let's do it and see how it goes. Do it? I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. I've honestly never done this before. I've never had those cards in my hand before. Those are amazing. Let's see if he just like... See, what would suck is if he like went ahead and just killed it or something like that.
Put this apple on your head.
So he puts a Knife Juggler in. And now I can just kill that Knife Juggler this turn. I don't think the Knife Juggler was a good choice at all. But I do want to kill the Knife Juggler because the Knife Juggler will do a lot of damage to me with its... if he calls a lot of minions in, it's just a great combo card. So definitely don't want to let that sit around. I'm just going to do some damage. And so if you're brand new to Hearthstone, let me go ahead and explain the basics. You've got an enemy hero. He has 29 life right now because I just attacked him. And this is my hero. I'm playing Malfurion, playing Thrall. We both have 30 cards in the deck. And he dropped a Lightning Bolt. And now he has no mana this next turn. So that's a good thing for me. And so basically, each card has a mana. In the top left, you see there's a mana requirement to be able to cast it. On the bottom left, you have an attack amount of damage, and then in the bottom right, you have HP. So that it shows you how durable it. And basically, the value of your card should almost always be double of the mana costs, and that's typically a really good card. And if it's more than double, it's even better. So we're gonna go ahead and end turn now. Now this card right here, for example, is it's a 4/4 for only 3 mana, so it's like one of the most efficient cards in the entire game. Okay, so I'm gonna drop down a taunt now, and it's almost always a good idea to just clear the deck, especially against a Thrall, because usually Thralls have a lot of combo cards, and you don't want to let them build up. You don't want to let them build up their total number of cards on the deck, or they'll be able to do massive damage. Or at least that's the way I build my Thrall deck. So. Beep, beep, beep. The map's really cool. I love how you can play around with stuff. Like open the doors and pull stuff out and stuff. So this guy, I don't know what he's doing. He must have just really bad cards for the early game or something. But we're going to... See, I don't want to drop this Abomination. I want to save this Abomination for if he fills the deck, which is a possibility later on. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that with my hero. And the reason I did that, rather than one of these heroes, is because my hero does 1 damage, and it's going to be a much more efficient trade for me to just damage him with my hero, than to damage him with my minion, because my minion does 3 damage and 2 damage, and I can deal that instead the full amount of damage to the enemy hero. So silence a minion and do 1 damage to it. I'm just going to silence this, and that'll prevent the second Death Rattle Golem to come out, which is totally fine, because basically he just used a full card to get rid of half of my card. So very, very efficient trade for me. And he didn't even kill it either. So Fork Lightning, this does 2 damage. So he managed to pick off one of them. It's good for him. And so what I'm going to do... I could drop down the Sunwalker. Or I could drop in the Argent Commander. Either one would be a good choice. I kind of want to save the Sunwalker until he actually has something offensive. So the great thing about this is that it does a good amount of damage, and it has a Divine Shield, so it's very, very durable. And this actually might bait. This might bait out something from him. No, it didn't. Okay. We'll see. I might bait out an actual. I might bait out an actual spell to remove that, such as I think. Is it not? It's not polymorph. Hex is the spell that Thrall has. So Wrath. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a Wrath, and I'm gonna pop a Wrath and do 1 damage and draw a card. This will bring his Dingo or whatever card, his Shield Master, down to 4, which will allow me to trade this for the Divine Shield. I don't take any damage that way, and I can punch him in the face. And then I am going to play this. And this will give me another card when it dies. And I'm going to equip that, and I'm going to punch him right there. And I'm going to end turn. So this basically summons forth 2 taunts, and taunts basically, this is a taunt by the way, taunts basically force you to attack them, so I can't attack his hero when these 2 are up, and he can't attack my hero when I have this one up. So taunts are really important, and they can be really good if he doesn't have any other means of dealing with my stuff. So, sorry, I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do. Okay, so I can remove both of these and not actually lose any cards, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast this, and I'm going to deal 3 damage to one of these. I'm just going to remove that Spirit Wolf. And I'm going to attack this. I'm not going to lose that. That's a great trade for me. And then I'm going to punch him in the face with both of these and bring him down to 10. And then I'm just going to go ahead and drop this in there. Do some more damage next turn. And so this is a really great taunt. It's only really countered by, again, like Hex or something that transforms it or silences it. Because it has a Divine Shield, which means you have to attack it at least once with something before you can even do any damage to it at all. So it's just an extremely durable card. And it does a good amount of damage. So it's usually the best thing to do is to put it out when there's really durable minions or high attack damage minions. So he just hexed it. So this is one of the counters for that card, which is fine. So I've got a Venture Co Mercenary. This is a really high power card. And he just gives up. There you go. He knew that I had the momentum and there's nothing he could do. So this is my Lone Druid deck, and I probably, out of the last 10 games with it, I've probably won 8 games, I think. So it seems really, really effective and awesome. And Hearthstone is also free to play, guys, if you haven't checked it out. But it's really awesome. I really have enjoyed it. So that's it for the late game Druid deck. I'll go back to the deck again just so you guys can take and kind of look at it again if you're wanting to try to mimic it or follow it at all. And I did pick up a big part of this, at least the innervate and wild growth aspects of this deck from this website, and I'll include the link to that website down below. It's actually got a great list of potential deck ideas that are upvoted or downvoted. And it's a really, really useful website. I just discovered it like a few hours ago. But I have been enjoying it a lot. So I will include the link down in the video description below for that. And anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Hearthstone video. It's kind of introductory, and I'll probably try to do some more videos. And I will be doing a card opening for Hearthstone. And I got tons of more Dota videos coming out, and I'll definitely be doing some more PlanetSide stuff too. So just stay tuned, guys, and I look forward to making more content. I'm trying to really ramp up the number of videos I'm putting out. So. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and peace out.